Okay, Miss.
All right. Yes, thank you very much. And now we can start the presentation. Start from Hassan. Time is yours.
Apakah PPT saya sudah kelihatan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, first I introduce myself. My name is Adhar Nur Hasan. Today I'm going to present my presentation. My topic is expressing contrast, which is although, in spite of, or despite. Okay. Okay, what is expressing contrast? Expressing contrast is using linking words to join ideas together when we are talking or writing. And sometimes we want to link two ideas that are different from each other. For example, one is a positive idea and one or the another is the negative idea. Or we want to link one idea to another, like one which is surprising or unexpected. We can use linking words like in spite of, although, and despite to do this. The first linking word of expressing contrast is although. Although is used to connect phrases, clauses, or sentences. Generally, although is used to contrast fact, to say that something is true even if it seems to disagree with other information, or to connect statements that have different moods or express different feelings. The pattern of these linking words although is although or even though or using though plus subject plus verb or plus complement. Example of although is the first is although the weather is bad, I love London. Second, he went to work even though he was unwell. The third is I went to school though I really wanted to stay home. The second of the contrast expression is in spite of. In spite of and despite have a similar meaning to although or even though. They express a contrast between two things. They are both more common in writing than in speaking. Despite is a little more formal than in spite of. The pattern of in spite of is in spite of plus noun phrase. By the way, noun phrase is a word that has has a word built up by a noun. The example of the in spite of is the first is he got the job in spite of his prison record, and the second is he was very fast in spite of being terribly overweight, and the third is in spite of feeling tired we decided to go out. The third of the contrast expression is despite. Despite is used to show that something's happened or it's true, although something else might happen to prevent it. The pattern of despite is despite plus noun phrase. Example, I still enjoyed the week despite the bad weather. Second, trains are still running despite the snow. The third, he was able to lead a normal life despite the illness. Questions. Is is there anyone that can answer the questions? Is there anyone that be willing to answer the questions in this of my presentation?
Hassan, I would like to try answer the question of number 1.
Yes.
My answer is, although I love sweets and cakes, I try not to eat them during the week. Is my answer right?
Yes, Angini, your answer is correct. Is there anyone else?
Thank you.
Hassan, I'd like to
Yes.
answer the question number 2. I'm a terrible singer in spite of having 2 parents who are good musicians. Is that correct?
The answer is in spite of. Is there any more? There's one last question, number 3. Okay. Before I say this, there are 5 maximum points that each people can get by answering question. Jadi ada 5 poin yang setiap mahasiswa dapat dapatkan dari menjawab pertanyaan. Jadi bisa menjawab pertanyaan sebanyak 5 kali untuk setiap mahasiswa. 5 chance. Akan pertanyaan terakhir.
Hassan, I want to answer number 3.
Okay.
Even though I'm a nurse, I can't stand the sight of blood. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct. Even though.
Thank you.
I think that's all my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hassan. A very good presentation. But my question is, can you tell me the answer for number 2?
The answer for number 2, Miss.
Yes, exercise, please.
This answer.
Yes. Farah said that the answer is?
In spite of.
Oh, and your answer is?
In spite of too.
Oh, the same.
Yes, the same. Is it wrong, Miss?
Oh, no, it's correct. You can use in spite of or despite.
Both is good.
Yeah,
Yes, both
But
is
when
good.
you use in spite, don't forget to put off in spite of. But
Yes.
despite, you do not need to put off. So
Yes.
just despite.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Hassan. Now the next turn is
Excuse
Alenta.
me, Miss.
Yes, please.
I'm Anggini. I'm sorry for entering Zoom lately because of my unstable connection, Miss.
Oh, all right. Thank you. No problems.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank you, Miss.
welcome. Yeah. Okay, Alenta. Time is yours.
Maaf, ini nggak bisa share screen. Tanya harus disable participant screen sharing.
And kirim PPT-nya ke aku. Share your PPT to me.
Tadi katanya sudah.
Cuma katanya nunggu belum dikirim.
Oh, sorry, Miss. Has sent to Hasan, but my internet is not unstable.
Oh, okay. Alenta later. So we need to change the student. I mean, the next turn, Anggini. Is it okay, Alenta?
Yeah, yes, Miss.
Okay. Hassan,
Okay, Miss.
Anggini's PowerPoint, please.
Apakah sudah kelihatan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, Miss, and good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for having me here. I'm Anggini. Today, I would like to present my PowerPoint that topic about conditional sentence type 2. Okay, let's get started. Next slide, please. Okay, first, we will talk about definition of conditional sentence type 2. Conditional sentence type 2 consists of two sentences. One is a clause that starts with if, which is called as if clause, and the other is called the main clause. Each sentence has a verb. The conditional sentences indicate us a possible condition and its probable result. It means that the expected action depends on a condition. Okay, next, there is a function of conditional sentence type 2. Conditional sentence type 2 is used to express dreams, unreal situations, and things that are unlikely to happen. In other words, the conditional sentence type 2 specified in the clause is not actual, but is a condition that is currently being imagined. Okay, we move to the pattern of conditional sentence type 2. As we know that conditional sentence type 2 consists of two sentences, that first if clause, the condition, and the second main clause, the consequence. In if clause, we use if plus simple past, and in the main clause, we use past future. We call if clause as a condition, that means if this thing happen, and the consequence that thing would happen. For past modal, we can use would, like. In conditional sentence type 2, we use where for all subject. Okay, next. Okay, here I have some examples for you guys. The first example is, if I were 20, I would travel to South Korea. The second, if I knew where he lived, I would go and see him. And the last example is, if she went earlier, she might meet the actor. Okay, next. Okay, now I would like to give you some questions to check your understanding about this topic. Here I have two questions. Do you guys want to answer the question? If yes, please raise your hand and answer the question. Okay, Intan, please.
Okay, I will answer the question. Number 1, if he got the lottery, he would buy everything.
Okay, good job. It's the right answer.
Thank you.
Okay, next. Yes. Next, please. Anyone can answer?
Number 1, God would buy. Number 2, head would buy.
Okay, number 2, if we had a lot of money, we would build a big house. Thank you, Anissa. It's a correct answer. Okay, I think the question has answered by Intan, and Anissa. I think that's all about my presentation today. I'm so sorry if I made any mistakes. Thank you for your attention and see you.
Thank you, Anggini.
Thank you, Anggini.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Then Miss
so
Billy has
yeah.
joined.
Oh yeah, hello Billy.
Yeah, Miss.
You've got an accident? You've got an accident? Habis kecelakaan?
Yeah, Miss.
Oh, but now it's okay. You join the verbal evaluation?
It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Okay, so let me give a little bit correction for the presentation. So where is very different with were. When you say were, if I were you. Kalau di mana, where. Jadi bedakan antara were dan where. Where di mana? But were if it's in conditional sentence type 2. Okay, and then once again, if you make sentence, do not forget to put correct punctuation and also capital letters or small letters. Jadi huruf besar kecilnya ketika we dan he berada di tengah-tengah, dia bukan berada di kalimat awal, dia pakainya small atau capital. Huruf besar atau huruf kecil ketika he dan we berada di tengah-tengah.
Small, Miss.
Ya, betul, small. Tadi di kalimatnya masih dengan huruf besar he dan we. Itu diperhatikan ya, huruf besar kecilnya. It's not only about, it's okay. It's not about, not all about English, but also the writing. It's also important, right? And the last is that when you have finished your presentation, once again, do not say sorry. Do not say sorry for the mistakes if I've made a mistake. So no, do not say sorry. Yeah, because you've done your presentation and you try your best. So I guess it's not appropriate if you say, I'm sorry if I have mistakes in my presentation. Okay, for all students. All right. It remains 10 minutes, right? Tersisa 10 menit, betul Hasan?
Katanya tadi remove. It remove the 40 minutes limits. Artinya limitnya udah udah dihilangkan ya, berarti Bu.
Oh, tadi remove ya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It means there's no longer a limit. Yes. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you very much, Hasan. Now we can move to Alenta. Hasan, Alenta is ready. The PowerPoint is ready.
Yes, Miss.
All right, Alenta, time is yours.
Good afternoon, Miss. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Alenta Krismarini.
Sorry, Miss.
My name is Alenta Krismarini. Here I will present my work on passive voice 2, present perfect tense, and modal auxiliaries. Okay, next. Next one. The use or definition, like in active voice, main verb of passive present perfect tense is also in the form of past participle, verb 3, and is begin with auxiliary verb has or have. The difference is that passive present perfect tense gets an additional auxiliary verb being. The form or pattern of passive present perfect tense: active voice, subject plus has, have or has, plus past participle plus direct object, and passive voice, subject or direct object plus have or has, plus been plus past participle plus by or agent. Agent in passive voice is the subject of the active voice. In passive voice, the subject acts as the receiver of an action, while the agent is the doer of an action. This pattern is used for transitive verbs, where those verbs are generally in the passive form. The use of have or has is based on the subject in the passive voice. Has is used for singular subject. She, he, it, while. Have is used for plural subject. I, you, they, we. Next one. Forming passive with modals. Passive voice for present and future modals. May, might, can, must, should, ought to. Auxiliary verb used in passive voice be. Affirmative from object plus might, must, can, could, ought, should, will plus be. Negative from object plus may, must, might, can, could, ought to, should, will plus be plus verb 3. Question form may, must, might, can, could, should, will plus object plus be plus verb 3. Next one. This is an example of a question from passive present perfect tense that you can answer. Number 1, active voice. He has prepared great slides for the presentation. You can answer for the passive voice. Number 2 and number 3.
Alenta,
Next one.
I would like to answer the question of
Example of modals verb in passive voice. Number 1, active voice. He can drive a car. Voice, a car can be driven by him. She may not eat an apple. An apple may not be eaten by her. You ought not help her. She ought not to be helped by you. Okay, Hasan, 2 slide of question. Okay, guys, you can answer the question. Yes, Anggini.
I would like to answer the question of number 1. The answer is great slides have been prepared for the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Anggini. Your answer is correct.
Alenta, I want to answer number 2.
Yeah, Estina.
My answer is your application has been verified.
Yeah, Estina, your answer is correct.
Thank you, Alenta.
For number 3, guys. Miss, if no one can answer number 3, let me answer number 3, Miss.
Alenta.
Anyone, please? Yes, Farah.
Yeah.
I want to answer number 3. The answer is my credit card has been used to buy airline tickets. Is that correct?
Thank you, Farah. Okay, that's all I can
Okay, thank you, Alenta. Hassan, stop. Previous slide, please. Previous. Okay. Great slides have been prepared for the presentation by him, if it's complete sentence. And then the second is your application has been verified by us. And my credit card has been used to buy airline tickets by
Yes, Miss.
someone. Okay, very good. Thank you, Alenta and friends. Now
Okay, Miss, I
move
think
to...
that's all. Thank you.
You're welcome. The next presenter is Anissa. Anissa, where are you?
Yes, Miss.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm Anissa, and today, in this occasion, I'm going to present reporter speed, topic 7. Let's get started. Select definition. Changing an direct sentence into an indirect sentence is also known as reported speech. Reported speech can be a statement, comment, or invitation, imperative, or a question, yes or no question, as well as question concerning an information question. The changing tense will, of course, also affect the auxiliary and modals used the sentence. Direct speech, I'm is, becomes was, are becomes was, were, may becomes might, has or have becomes had, see becomes shall, can becomes called, will becomes would. What as a change? Number 1, pronoun my and I becomes here and she. Tense I'm and love becomes was and loved. Same word tonight becomes that night. Change in verb tense. Do becomes did. Am or is doing becomes was doing, or doing becomes we're doing. Has or have done becomes had done. Change of time reference other than verb. Here becomes there. Last month becomes the month before. Next month becomes the month later. Now becomes at the point. Today becomes the day. Yesterday becomes the day before. Tomorrow becomes on a daily basis later. 2 days when becomes 2 days before. Example reported speech. Example from statement, direct speech, I will graduate from the university next year. Indirect reported speech, she told me that she would graduate from the university the following year. Example from imperative, direct speech, please send me the report Jessica asked. Indirect or reported speech, Jessica asked me to send her the report. Yes, no question. Direct speech, did you enjoy your holiday? Indirect atau or reported speech, he wanted to know if I have enjoyed my holiday. Reporting information question, direct speech, what's her opinion? Indirect reported speech, he asked me what her opinion was. Here a question you can answer. Here is a question you can answer.
Excuse me, Anissa. I want answer question number 2.
Jawabannya gimana sih?
Yes, good job.
They said they had been here for a week.
Yes, good job. So, last, number 3.
Miss, Miss.
Yes, Billy.
I want,
Yes.
I want to answer
Mhm.
question Anissa number 3.
All right.
Question number 3. Did they eat alone yesterday? Answernya he asked mine if they had consumed out along the day before.
Yes, Bill, true.
Number 1. No answer for number 1.
For number 1, no.
Yeah, okay. You can close.
Close the PPT-nya, Miss.
Close the presentation.
Oke, Miss.
Anissa udah closing?
Yes, Miss.
Sudah closing ya?
Yes.
Oh, udah, ya udah. Okay, Anissa, what is your topic? Reported speech?
Indirect speech.
Yes.
Reported speech. Topic 7.
Topic 7 is what? Present. Present and past? Yeah. Is it correct? Present and past? Anissa?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Topic 7 is about reported speech 2, that is present perfect. Okay. Hasan, would you please share the screen of Anissa? The PowerPoint, please. Thank you. Go to the next slide. Next slide. Next, please. Wait. Back, previous. M is was, are, using was or were. Okay. May, might. Kurang ini ya, huruf T, yes. Are itu hanya were saja ya. Kalau yang M is, di catatannya gimana? Coba. Oke, nanti di recall lagi. Might pakai T tadi. Next slide. Mistype ya. Next. Next. Okay, wait. Changes. It should be with space. Have done. Has or have done. Yeah. And then next, please. Some of the time references here are not based on the reported speech, I guess, like tomorrow becomes on a daily basis later. Today's when, today's ago mungkin ya, bukan today's when. You can check this slide for the time reference. I sent it to the chat room. You can open it later. And then next slide, please. Okay, well, the examples actually are not matched to the materials that shared by Anissa, because the point is present perfect, then the example should be the same, that is talking about present perfect. Next. The examples questions. Oh, okay, these questions that match to the material is only number 1. Yang pas sebenarnya hanya nomor 1. Okay, thank you.
Miss, sorry.
It's okay. Does anyone here who have or who has the same material as Anissa?
Yes, Miss.
Yeah, I mean, except Anissa, who has got the same material in reported speech with present perfect. Raise your hand. No one? Tidak ada materi yang sama
Miss.
dengan Anissa?
Saya reported speech 1, present simple and past simple.
Oke, yang present perfect.
Oke.
Yang present perfect siapa? Selain Anissa. Nggak ada?
Just Anissa, Miss.
Okay, all right, thank you. Hasan, can I share my screen for a while before continuing to the next presenter?
Miss-nya mau share screen-nya?
Iya, sebentar aja. Thank you. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
Miss.
Miss.
Izin bertanya sebentar, Miss.
Yes.
Billy kan salah bikin materi nih, materinya sama kayak Nisa. Boleh izin bikin sebentar nggak, Miss ya?
Emang materi kemarin harusnya apa?
Materi ini kemarin be allowed. Be allowed to.
Ya berarti be allowed.
Iya, makanya salah bikin materi, Miss. Makanya ini lagi
Yeah, you can
tinggal
change
nyari
the
pertanyaan.
materials.
Bentar. Iya,
Yeah.
bentar ya, Miss.
Okay.
Terima kasih,
Yeah.
Miss.
Wait a minute. Reported speech 2 is present perfect. Okay, let's see this. Focusing on present perfect. So the point is when the direct speech is in present perfect, you need to change in reported speech that is by using past perfect. This is the example. Present perfect, the pattern is subject plus has or have plus not if it is negative, and then plus verb 3. And or you can use subject plus has or have plus not plus been. If it's not, or if you do not have the verb. And need to change it into past perfect. Subject plus had plus not if it is negative, and then plus verb 3. And subject had and plus not and been. Example, he said, I have found a flat. This is present perfect in direct speech. But in the reported speech, we say, he said that he had found a flat. Ya, jadi linia fokusnya sebenarnya ini saja. And then the second example, she said, I have never been to Rome. She said that she had never been to Rome. Itu. Okay. Now let's change these sentences into reported speech. Anyone can answer my questions number 1, 2, or 3. Please raise your hand. 1 point for you if you can answer the questions. Yes, please, Hassan. What number?
Number 1. I
Yes,
have
please.
made a silly mistake, Adil said. The reported speech is Adele said that she had made a silly mistake.
That's correct. Very
Second
good. Thank you.
is, okay. The
You
second
want to
is
answer the yes?
his daughter has graduated from college. The neighbor said, the reporter said, the reported speech is a neighbor said that his daughter had graduated from college.
That's right. Okay, so that's the point of reported speech. One more question. Answer, please. Except Hassan. No one?
Miss,
Yes, please.
the
Who's
answer
there?
for
Who
Farah.
is talking here?
Farah, Miss.
Okay, Farah. Yes, please.
The answer for number 3 is she said that they hadn't finished the project yet.
Very good. So that's the answer. Hadn't finished or had not finished. Okay, so the point of the presentation is that only changing present perfect into past perfect for the reported speech. Itu ya poinnya. All right, thank you, Hasan. And now you can be host. Okay, so next turn is Billy is still working. Elda, please.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Elda. Thank you very much for having me here. And today, I'm going to present my topic is passive voice in present perfect tense and modal form. Let's get. Next. Definition of passive voice in present perfect tense. When verb of passive present perfect tense is also in the form of past participle or verb 3, and begun with auxiliary is that passive present perfect tense get an additional auxiliary verb been. The use of have or has is based on the subject in the active voice. Has is used for a singular subject, she, he, it. Have and had is used for a plural subject, I, you, they, we. The formula. Active voice, subject plus have or has plus past participle or verb 3 and direct object. And passive voice, subject plus direct object plus have or has plus been or participle plus by agent. And you can see in the picture that the passive form change the active subject to an object. Agent in passive voice is subject of the action voice. Active voice. In passive voice, the subject are as the receivers of action, while the agent is the doer of action. This pattern is used for transitive verb. Next. Example of passive present perfect tense. Number 1, active. Donnie has written many books. And passive, many books have been written by Donnie. Number 2, active. My brother has just painted some walls. Passive, some walls have just been painted by my brother. Next. Modal verb in passive voice. Passive voice for present and future modals. Passive modal auxiliary is type of passive voice which use modal in it. So the passive modal auxiliary is the sentence whose subject, phrases, and action and expressions it with ability, possibility, permission, or obligation. Passive voice for present and future modal. May, might, can, must, should, could, ought to, and will. Auxiliary verb used in passive voice be. Formula of modal verb in passive voice. Affirmative verb. Object plus might plus may, must, can, could, might, ought to, should, will, plus be plus verb 3. Question form. Must, may, can, could, should, could, might, ought to, will, plus object plus be plus verb 3. And modal and negative form. Object plus may, must, can, could, might, ought to, should, will, plus not, plus be plus verb 3. Example of modal verb in passive voice. Affirmative verb. Active, can. I can clean the house. And passive, can be plus verb 3. The house can be cleaned. And could, he could get high score. And passive voice, high score could be forgotten by him. And much, tourists must apply for a passport to traveling abroad. And passive voice, the passport to traveling abroad must be applied for. And you should tell Vera the exiting news. And the passive voice, Vera should be told the exiting news. May. My lecturer may give an exam today. And passive voice. An exam may be given by my lecturer today. They might give him an award. And passive, he might be given an award. I will watch a movie. And passive, a movie will be watched. Ought to, You ought to visit a restaurant in Switzerland. And passive, a restaurant ought to be visited by you in Switzerland. Negative form, I cannot clean the house. And passive voice, the house cannot be cleaned. And question form, could he get high score? And passive voice, could high score be gotten by him? Question, change into passive voice. I can give your time. I have 3 questions.
Answer the questions, please.
Elda,
Yes.
I want to answer the question number 1. The answer is my name has been known by him clearly. Is that correct?
Yes. Is the answer.
Thank you.
Next question.
I want answer number 2. He has met them. Answer, they had been met by him.
Okay, this answer is correct. Thank you.
Elder, I want answer number 3. Okay. Answer is students must be given enough time to finish.
Okay, this next slide. Well, I guess this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and see you next time. Bye.
Thank you, Elder. Hassan, stop previous slide. No, previous slide. All right. Okay, that's enough. Number 1 is correct. Number 2, tadi gimana? They have been met by him. Mereka telah ditemukan oleh dia. Yeah. Number 2 is ambiguous because we cannot use them here. I mean, it's too difficult when we make passive sentence based on this number 2. He has met them. Yeah, better if the sentence you make is subject, verb, kemudian objeknya. Seperti nomor 1 ini ada subject, ada verb, kemudian ada objeknya adalah my name. This is the object, them is the object, but when you change it into passive voice, it's not clearly enough for us. Kalau di bahasa Indonesia bagaimana? Dia telah bertemu mereka. Ya kan? Dia telah bertemu. Tapi kalau dipasifkan, mereka telah gimana ya? Mereka telah ditemu. Ya, jadi buat kalimatnya yang ada objeknya, misalnya gini, saya menemukan sebuah bola. Saya telah menemukan sebuah bola. I have found a ball. Kan bisa diubah tuh. A ball has been found by me. Ya, oke. Jadi buat kalimatnya ketika ada buat kalimat sendiri, make sure that the sentence is clearly understood when it is changed into passive voice. Oke, Alda? Yeah. So it has the same case. You need to put punctuation. Sekali lagi, punctuation perlu dalam kalimat. Tidak hanya dalam bahasa Indonesia saja, but in English is also important when you make sentences. So it's clear that we read the sentence. Kalau seperti ini kan, he has no mind and clearly active, he has met, kan nggak ada titiknya. It's not apa ya? It's not good for us to see this without any punctuations, I guess. Kurangnya pasti punctuation, kemudian capital dan small letters. That's all. Thank you. Now is Estina. Well, guys, I remind you that it's your time to be active in the verbal evaluation because when you answer the questions from your friend, you will get 1 point. So if your verbal evaluation is not quite good, perhaps the score, so you have 5 points to add the score for the verbal evaluation. Okay. All right. Please welcome Estina.
Thank you, Miss. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Estina Katreni. Today, I'm going to present reported speech 1, present simple and past simple. Let's get started. Definition of reported speech 1. Reported speech is used to represent the speech of other people or what we ourselves say. There are 2 main types of reported speech, direct speech and indirect speech. Now the pattern of present simple. If positive sentence, original statement, subject plus verb 1 with as or es plus object, reported speech, as plus said or told or that plus subject plus verb 2 plus object. And if negative sentence, original sentence, subject plus does or do plus not plus verb 1 plus object, reported speech, subject plus said or told or that plus subject plus did plus not plus verb 1 plus object. And next example of present simple. Example number 1 is I live in Indonesia. And the answer, she said that she lived in Indonesia. And example number 2, he doesn't buy a car. The answer is he thought that he didn't buy a car. And next, pattern of past simple. If positive sentence, original statement, subject plus verb 2 plus object. Before the speech, subject plus said or told, or that plus subject plus had plus verb 3 plus object. If negative sentence, original statement, subject plus did plus not plus verb 1 plus object. And before the speech, subject plus said or told, or that plus subject plus had plus not plus verb 3 plus object. Next is the example of past simple. Example number 1, they visited Indonesia. The answer is they said they had visit Indonesia. Example number 2, Jack didn't take a shower. And the answer is he said that Jack hadn't taken a shower. Okay, now I would like to give you some questions to check your understanding about the speech one. If you can answer the questions, you can raise your hand.
Estina.
Yes, Alenta.
Number 2. They came to Purwokerto in 2020 and she said that she had come to Purwokerto in 2000 2020. 2020.
Okay. Job Alenta. Thank you. Number 1.
I would like to answer the number 1.
Okay, Anggini.
I don't like juice. She said that she didn't like juice.
Okay, well done, Anggini. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak.
And next. Okay. Well, I guess this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and good afternoon.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Hassan, previous slide. Okay. Question number 1. The answer. Do you find something wrong with the sentence? What is it?
The verb, miss.
All right, good. So in writing liked, because it's written didn't, so we do not need to put D after like. Yeah. Okay, Sina?
You, Miss.
Yes, thank you. The same case, masih kasus yang sama, punctuation-nya tidak dipakai, titiknya kemana saja hilang. Tanda titiknya I don't like juice, titik, she said that she didn't like juice, ya, Estina ya. Titiknya jangan sampai hilang.
Ya, oke, Miss.
Ya, oke, thank you. Farahda Fanda, close the slide.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much
Good
for having
afternoon.
me here. I'm Farah Davanda. Today, I want to present the correlative or the paired conjunction. There are either, neither, and both. Let's get started. Next, the first one, there is either. The either or is used in a sentence in the affirmative sense when referring to a choice between two possibilities. Next, the pattern, there is either plus x plus or plus y. In this case, the x and the y, it could be adjective, pronouns, a noun, subject, object, etc. Now for the example, number one, either you or Ryan has to finish the report before 7 p.m. The second example, you can have either the pink or the purple hat. Next, there is neither and nor. The neither nor is used in a sentence in the negative sense when you want to say that two or more things are not true. Okay. The pattern, neither plus x nor y. For example, neither Ria nor Nadia is going to the mall tonight. The second example, I neither smoke nor drink. Okay, the last one, the both and is used to connect words and phrases that carry equal weight in the sentence. The pattern is both plus x plus n plus y. For example, both Johnny and Mark likes doing the dishes. The second example, she speaks both English and French. Now, I prepared some question for you guys to answer it. Please fill the blank with the correct conjunction, with the correct paired conjunction. Is there anyone who can answer it?
Sarah, I want answer
Yes.
number 1.
Okay.
The answer is both time and money will be spent in the COVID-19 vaccine. Both and.
Well done. That is the correct answer. both time and money will be spent in the COVID-19 vaccine. Thank you, Estina.
Farah, I want to answer number 2.
Yes, Alenta.
I cannot decide where we will spend our holiday. I think either Bali or Jogja.
That is correct. Thank you, Alenta.
You're welcome.
Farah, I will answer number 3.
Yes.
The exam was so difficult. Neither Devian nor Jeffrey passed it.
Great job. Thank you, Elda. Okay, I guess this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, excellent presentation. Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay. Next, Intania.
Yes, Miss. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Glad to see you all. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Intania Murmanastastiana. Okay, in this presentation, I will present about modal verb. Next, please. Modal verb. Modal verb are used to express certain hypothetical conditions such as advice, capability, or request. They are used alongside a main verb to change its meaning slightly. Because they are auxiliary verbs, they can necessarily be used on their own. A modal verb should only appear alone if it's clear from text what the main verb is. Next. Modal verb are quite common in English, and you have probably seen them hundreds of times without actually knowing their names. The most frequently used ones are can, may, might, could, should, would, will, and must. Next. When are modal verbs used? What special condition do modal verbs show? Here's a list of when to use modal verbs along with examples. First is likelihood. You can use the modal verb should and must to show probability without certainty. Example, number 1, her parents must be so proud. Number 2, my baby brother should be asleep by now. Next. Second is possibility. In situation when something is possible but not certain, use the model's verbs could, may, or might. Example, number one, judging by the clouds, it might be rain today. Number two, she may become the youngest pro soccer player ever. The third is ability. The modal verb can show whether or not the subject is able to do something, such as perform an action or demonstrate an ability. Example number one, she can speak 3 languages, but none of them well. Number two, you can lead a horse to water, but you can make it drink. Fourth is asking permission. If you want to ask permission to do something, start your question with can, may, or could. Example, may I leave early today? Could I play too? Next is request. Similarly, if you want to ask someone else to do something, start your question with will, would, Next, please. Six is suggestion or advice. What if you want to recommend something but you not comment it? You if you are giving suggestion of or advice without ordering someone around, you can use the modal verb should. Example, you should try the lasagna. That guy should wear less cologne. The seven is comment. On the other hand, if you want to comment someone, use the modal verbs must, have to, or need to. Example, you must wash your hands before cooking. You need to be here before 8 o'clock. Next. Eight is obligation or necessity. Modal verbs can express a necessary action such as obligation, duty, or requirement. Likewise, the negative form expresses that an action is not necessary. Use the same modal verbs as with comment, must, have to, or need to. Example, we have to wait for our boss to arrive before we open. You don't need to come if you don't want to. The last is habit. To show an ongoing or habitual action, something the subject does regularly. You can use the modal verb would for the past tense and will for the present and future. The past use is also acceptable if you are talking about a habit that no longer exists. Next. Okay, this is the end of my presentation. Next, Hasan. Okay, here I have two questions. All you have to do is answer with can, could, couldn't, or be able to. Anyone who want to answer the question can raise your hand.
Answer the questions, please.
Intan,
Yes, Alenta.
I want answer number 1.
Okay.
Julian Claude play excellent golf when he was only 10. Cold.
Okay, the answer is could. It's correct. For the last number, who wants to try answer?
Excuse me, I will answer Intan number 2. Number 2, he was able to arrive at the party on time even after missing the train, so he was very pleased. Thank you.
Okay, the answer is was able to. It's correct. Okay, I'm done for the presentation. That's all from me. I would like to finish up by saying thank you for your time and your attention. See you next time. I'm done, Miss.
Thank you. Intania, may I ask question? What is your topic?
Modal verb. Miss.
No, I mean, what number? Topic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Topic
6, 7.
8.
Topic 8. Okay.
Yes.
Topic 8 is modal verbs, yes, but it is actually focusing on reported speech 3. So it's not about the modal verbs that we have learned in the first meeting, but it's focusing on modal verbs that is in reported speech. This is in meeting 22, an amazing story 3. But it's okay. That's very good presentation actually, but once again, when you see the topics, do not only see the words in brackets, but also see what's the point in modal verbs. Is it reported speech? Is it passive? Is it active? Or is it only about the modal verbs themselves? Ya, jadi dilihat lagi di itunya, apa namanya, guideline-nya. Videonya dilihat kan? Have you watched? Yes. So it's actually reported speech free modal verbs, but it's okay. You've done the presentation very good. Thank you, Intan.
Thank you, Miss.
Yeah. And now the next will be Kofifa's turn. Let me read the points before continuing the presentation. Hasan 2 points, Alenta 3, Anggini 3, Anissa 2, Billy 1, Elda 1, Estina and Farah 4, Intania, Kofifa, and Misbahul 1. Okay. Thank you. Now, welcome, Kofifa.
Yes, thank you, Miss. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Kofifa Trisno Putri. I will presentation and discussion about reported speech 1. Okay, next slide. Okay, slide 2, we will discuss the definition reported speech, the form pattern, some example at least 2. Okay, next. Number 1 definition. Reported speech is the change of a direct sentence into an indirect sentence. Sentence that can be converted into reported speech in cloud, statement, order, invitation, and request. The function reported speech function to report or convey back words that have been conveyed by others. Okay, next slide. Number 2, the form or pattern. Present simple. Positive sentence, original statement, subject plus verb, is or as plus object. Reported speech, subject plus cite or told, that plus subject plus verb to plus object. The negative sentence, original statement, subject plus does or do plus not, verb 1 plus object. Reported speech, subject plus cite or told, that plus subject plus did plus not plus verb 1 plus object. Okay, next slide. Past simple. Positive sentence, original statement, subject plus verb 2 plus object. Reported speech, subject plus cite or told, that plus subject plus had plus verb 3 plus object. The negative sentence, original sentence, subject plus did plus not plus verb 1 plus object. Reported speech, subject plus cite or told, that plus subject plus had plus not plus verb 3 4 plus object. Next slide. Okay, some example. Present simple. She studies English. Jadi he said that she studies English. He is subject, cite that is pattern, she subject, studied is verb 2, English is object. Oke, example 2, don't go away. Jadi she sebagai subjek, told me, told is patterns, me is subject, not is pattern, go verb 1, Away is object. Past simple. He didn't like chocolate as a child. He said he hadn't liked chocolate as a child. He is subject. Said he hidden is patterns. Liked is verb 3. Chocolate as a child is object. Next, Jane left the party early. She told me had left the party early. She is subject. Told me she's subject. Had the patterns. Leave is verb 3. The party early is object. Okay, the next slide. Question. She visited Japan. Number 1. Number 2, she said I'm reading. So the question is changed to a sentence reported speech. Thank you.
Excuse me, Viva.
Yes.
The study answered to question number 1. The answer, they said they had finished Japan. Thank you.
Thank you for your unusual study. Okay, next number 2.
Excuse me, Mbak. I want answer question number 2. The answer, she said that she was reading.
Yes, thank you for your answer, Mbak Hayati. Okay, next slide. That's my presentation. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm Lestari Melinda, and today I'm going to present topic 4 about conditional sentence type 1. Let's get started. Next slide. Number 1, definition. Conditional sentence type 1, or the first conditional, is a structure used for talking about possibilities in the present or in the future. Number 2, using the first conditional. The first conditional is used to talk about things which are possible in the present or the future. Number 3, function. The first type of conditional sentence can be used to make a conditional sentence that is still possible to achieve the condition because it will only happen in the future. Next slide. The pattern. If plus simple present plus simple future, or simple future plus if plus simple present. Okay, next slide. Example number 1, if I have a lot of money, I will go to Korea. Number 2, if you study hard, you will pass the test. Number 3, I will sleep if I am sleepy. Number 4, I will go shopping if I have free time. Next. Now I would like to give you some question to check your understanding about conditional sentence type 1. First question, if I blank 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 have enough time, I blank blank finish this drawing. Second question, Lucy blank blank can come to your party if you blank blank enough here. If you can answer the question, you can raise your hand.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I will answer number 1.
Okay.
So if I have enough time, I will finish this drawing. Thank you.
Good job, Pipa. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, yang second question.
Lestari, I want to answer number 2.
Yeah.
Lucy will come to your party if you invited her.
Invite her.
Yeah, invite her.
Okay, good job. Makasih. Thank you. Next slide. Well, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well done, Lestari. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Miss.
Okay. No comments. So now we move to Miss Bahul.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm Miss Bal Hayati and today I'm going to presentasi passive one, present simple and past simple. Let's get started. Okay, slide 1. Next slide. Definition. English have two voice, active and passive. In active sentence, the subject of the sentence is the one doing the action. In passive sentence, the object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. The passive voice is often used first when we talk about art, science, and literature. Second, to explain direction and interactions. And the last, in news reported and academic writing, when it is important to know That's the action. We use by noun that follow by escalate the agents. Sometimes when the agents is or unimportant to the meaning of sentence, we do not use by. Next. Pattern of passive voice in simple present passive. Affirmative from object plus I'm or is or aren't plus verb 3 participle past participle. Negative from object plus I'm or is or aren't are plus not plus verb 3 past participle. Question from I'm or is or are plus object plus verb 3 past participle plus question mark. Okay, next. Example, that room is cleaned by me every day. The novels written by Raditya are my favorite novels. Are watermelons eaten by you? Next slide. Simple past passive. We use the simple past to express an action that happened once or repeatedly in the past. Pattern of passive voice in simple past passive. Affirmative from subject plus was or were plus verb 3 past participle. Negative from object plus was or were plus not plus verb 3 past participle. Question from was or were plus object plus verb 3 past participle plus question mark. Okay, next slide. Example, his parents' car was stolen by the thief last night. His parents' car was not stolen by the thief last night. Were some poems written by Putri last month? Next slide. I have made a question for friends. Does anyone want to answer it? Question number 1, general passive voice is used for. Question number 2, give an example of the simple present passive. Thank you.
Excuse me, a study answer to number 1.
Yes, Les.
An answer, when we talk about art, science, and literature. Thank you.
Okay, good job.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yes.
I will answer number 2. Number 2, the man is chased by this boy.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Viva. Well, I guess this is the end over my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and see you next time. Thank you, Miss.
Miss, itu masih di mute suaranya.
Oh yeah, thank you. Hassan, can you show me the previous slide? Yeah, thank you. Who is answering number 1? Siapa tadi yang menjawab nomor 1?
Yes,
Yang
Miss.
menjawab ini siapa tadi?
Number 1, study number 1.
Lestari ya? Okay. Generally passive voice is used for okay. This is talking about topiknya apa tadi Miss Bahul?
Present simple passive, Miss.
Oke, simple present yang passive. Oke. Coba ke contoh, examples. Present examples. Present or past? Because your examples are showing that it is in the past. So we use was, not stolen, were written. So what is the focus? The pattern, please, Hassan. Okay. And the next, before previous slide. Oh, present simple and past simple. The room is cleaned. The novels. No. Okay. Number 2, the example of number 2 is it's not simple sentence. Ketika dia ada ini, kita coba are my favorite novels-nya dihilangkan. Kira-kira the novels to be yang dipakai apa? Are my favorite novels-nya dihilangkan. Kemudian kita fokus dengan kata the novels written by Raditya. Apakah ada to be yang hilang di dalam kalimat ini? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
What is the to be?
Is.
Is,
Miss. Are, Miss.
Are, yeah.
Are.
Why?
Are.
Why it's using are?
There is S behind the novel.
All right, good, thank you. So there are more than one novel, and then we use the word or to be are. The novels are written by Raditya. Titik. Dah. Okay, and then the previous slide. Yeah. Okay, so the point is that when it is in passive voice, the object becomes the subject and the subject becomes the object. All right, thank you very much. You can close the slides, can close the PowerPoint, and now it's Billy's turn.
Yes,
Unmute.
Miss.
Yes, please. Are you ready?
Ready, Miss.
Have you sent the PowerPoint to Hasan?
Iya, udah, Miss.
Okay.
Hasan, tolong dong. Mana? Hello. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm Billy Rahandi, and today I'm going to present be allowed to and be supposed to. Let's get started. Unlimited. Okay. Sorry. Be allowed to definition. First, modal auxiliaries for expressing permission. Yang number two, be allowed to. What to is used in the sense that we are not actually giving permission or asking for it. Be allowed to is used in the passive form. Present subject plus be tanda kurung is, am, are. Allowed to plus infinitive base form. Pasnya subject plus be, was, were. Allowed to plus infinitive base form. Present positive. The students are allowed to bring motorcycle to school. Negative. The students are not allowed to bring motorcycle to school. Question: are the students allowed to bring motorcycle to school? Jawabannya, the students are not allowed to bring motorcycle to school. Pasnya, positifnya, you are allowed to join class camping. Negative, you are not allowed to join class camping. Be supposed to. Definition: modal auxiliaries for expressing obligation. Be supposed to is used to indicate expectation or assumption relate to the obligation. It means supposed to happen. Be supposed to is used in the passive construction. Yes. Present subject plus be is are, supposed to plus infinitive base form. Pasnya subject plus be, was, were, supposed to plus infinitive base form. Present positive. I am supposed to go to school tomorrow at 30 o'clock, but I am still sick. Negative, you are not supposed to go out on your own. Pasnya positive, she was supposed to go to Bandung yesterday, but her mother got ill and she couldn't go. Negative, you are not supposed to go out on your own. Next. A question. questionnya.
Really?
Yes,
I
Alenta.
want answer to number 1. You are not supposed to smoke in her.
Yes. Number 2-nya Muni siapa? Ayo.
Bill, I want
Yes.
to number 2. The answer, I am allowed to go to the party.
Yes, Miss. Thank you, Miss. Yes, answer. Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. So you mistyped the word here. It's not her, but here.
Yeah.
Question number 1. You need to put E. Yes, you aren't supposed to smoke in here. Yeah, missing E. Kurang I, huruf E. Well, all right. Very good. So that's all. You can close the slides, close the PowerPoint. Well, you've done a great job for today's presentation, especially for the verbal evaluation too. And do not forget to learn the materials. You will have final exam on Friday, the 17th of December. So please prepare yourself to do the final exam. And then do not forget to submit attendance in my meeting, that is in meeting 28 with me, with Miss Gatri. I have added the dates. So if you haven't submitted your attendance in SCALSA in meeting 28, all of the students should submit the attendance. Not all of the students here with verbal evaluation with me, but all of the students with Ms. Fahmi also can submit attendance in my meeting. Okay, the due date is only today, I mean tonight, malam ini saja. Jadi silakan segera ke SCALSA, kemudian submit attendance yang belum, hanya sampai nanti jam 12 kurang. Jadi jangan sampai tidak submit attendance. And the last, I need to see your comments, your suggestions or questions. Write down them in SCALSA in forum 28, forum of meeting 28. So give your comments or questions or suggestions related to the materials, related to the verbal evaluation, and all of materials in this semester. You can give any comments. Kalian boleh berikan komen apapun di meeting saya, di meeting 28. Khususnya untuk yang verbalnya dengan saya saja ya. Okay? Well, I guess that's all, everyone. Thank you so much. You have no questions?
No, Miss.
No? Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, so I appreciate all of your work today. So let's say Alhamdulillah together. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay. Well, thank you and see you next semester. Bye.
Thank you, Miss. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
Healthy, Miss.
You
Miss,
too.
You
izin
too.
Miss,
Thank you, Miss.
recordnya diapain ya Miss, videonya?
Recordnya diapain? Dikirimkan ke saya?
Di WA ya Miss?
Ya, kalau misalnya size-nya nggak terlalu besar, bisa ke WA. Tapi kalau size-nya terlalu besar, dikirim ke email aja ya.
Miss.
Oke. Oh iya, saya janji materi reported speech nanti ke Hasan saja deh, karena sudah ada yang live. Ya, oke, you can leave. Bye.
See you, Miss.
Bye, Miss. Thank you.